Hello everybody, how are you? Hello everybody, how are you? It is time to start our day. It is time to work and play. Hello everybody, how are you? All right guys, thanks for coming back. We are going to talk about apples one more time. There's so many things to learn about apples and to do with apples that we needed 2 days to do them. Yesterday when we got together, we had 5 apples hanging on our apple tree. I think maybe today we should have 10. Can you show me 10? That's both hands. Let's have 10 apples up on our apple tree. You ready? Way up high in the apple tree, 10 little apples smiled at me. I gave that tree a great big shake. Down came the apples. They're great. Good job. I have a book that I want to start with today. It is such a silly apple book and I love it. It's a fun one to read at apple time. You've probably read this. It's called 10 Apples Up on Top. And you can see these 3 silly guys have apples on their heads and they're walking along. Let's see what they do inside the story. This is by Dr. Seuss, one of the best. 1 apple up on top. 2 apples up on top. Oh, look you, I can do it too. Look, see, I can do 3. 3, I see. You can do 3, but I can do more. You have 3, but I have, what do you think? 4. Look, see now I can hop with 4 apples up on top. And I can hop up on a tree with 4 apples up on me. Look here, you two. See here, you two. I can get 5 on top. Can you? I am so good, I will not stop. 5, now 6, now 7 on top. Let's take a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He really does. 7 apples up on top. I am so good, they will not drop. 5, 6, 7. Fun, fun, fun. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But see, we are as good as you. Look, now we have 7 too. And now see here, 8. 8 on top, 8 apples up, not 1 will drop. 8, 8, and we can skate. Look now, we can skate with 8. But I can do 9 and hop and drink. You cannot do this, I think. We can do it too. See here, we are as good as you. We all are very good, I think. With 9, we all can hop and drink. 9 is very good, but then, come on, and we will make it 10. Look, 10 apples up on top. We are not going to let them drop. Look out, I see a mop. Oh, she's angry. I will make the apples fall. Get out, you one and all. Come on, come down this hall. We must not let our apples fall. Out of our way, we will not stop. We cannot let our apples drop. This is not good. What will we do? They want to get our apples too. They will get them if we let them. Come, we cannot let them get them. Look out, the mop. So they've got the mop chasing them, they've got the birds wanting to eat them, and they've got this guy angry with them. They knocked him down. You cannot stop our apple fun. Our apples will not drop, not 1. Come on. We have to make the apples fall. They must not get our apples down. Come on, get out of town. Apples up on top. All of this must stop. Now all our fun is going to stop. Our apples all are going to drop. What do you think is going to happen? We've got this big cart full of apples. We've got these guys with the apples on their head and everybody chasing them. It looks like a crash might happen. Oh no! Look at the crazy apple mess. Ah, look, 10 apples on us all. What fun. We will not let them fall. It wasn't a mess after all. Everybody ended up with 10 apples up on their head. All right, let's challenge ourselves. How many apples can you fit up on your head without letting them fall? I'm going to try. I've got some here. Let me put one up on my head. Let me see. There's one. Good. Oh, I might not even get through one. He doesn't want to stay up there. See if I can get one to stay. All right, I got one. Should I try two? Oh, I'm not even going to try two. One wouldn't stay on me. I brought a friend today. Mr. Jeff is back. We're going to try Mr. Jeff and see how many we can get to stay on his head. Come on over, Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff, we've been talking about making predictions lately. Can you make a prediction at how many apples you think are going to be able to stay on your head?
I think at most 2.
At most 2. Okay, let's see. You might want to scooch over a little bit closer. Okay, ready, Mr. Jeff? Okay, boys and girls, he thinks 2 at most. So let's see. I could hardly get 1. Let's see if we can get 1 on Mr. Jeff's head without it falling. Oh my goodness, we have slippery heads. Okay, we got 1. There's 1. Can you see it on there? Let's try for 2. Apples have funny shapes. It's hard to stack them. I don't know how those guys got 10. Okay, are you ready to catch when I let go, just in case?
Yep.
Oh! Well, we got 1 on Mr. Jeff's head. That's something you guys can go do. You can try to stack some apples on your head. Let's see, you can walk with an apple on your head. You can hop, maybe roller skate like they did in the book. What else can you do with apples on your head? And how many were you able to get on your head? It's a fun thing to try. All right, I don't think I showed you guys yesterday. Look at all these apples that I collected with Mr. Jeff this weekend. That's a lot of apples. We're going to make some applesauce with it. There's a recipe right behind me. Do you remember when we made Play-Doh and I told you that a recipe is the directions? It tells you what to do. Let's take a look at these. This one says the first thing we have to do is cut our apples. And I have a special cutter that I'll show you when we go into my kitchen in a minute. Then we're going to put them in the bowl. We're going to add a little water in, and I like cinnamon, so I put cinnamon in mine, but you don't have to do that. Then we're going to cook them in the microwave for 6 minutes. Show me 6 fingers. You can do 3 and 3. You can do 5 and 1. You can do 4 and 2. Those all make 6. We're going to put it in the microwave for 6 minutes, and then we're going to get to mash them up. If you have a blender, you could do that as well. So come on, guys, let's go find my kitchen and make some applesauce. Okay guys, here we are in my kitchen and we are going to make applesauce together. Like I said when I was showing you the recipe, I've got this special apple cutter. If you don't have one of these, a grown-up can help you use a knife, and then you have to take the skin off, cut it in slices, and get the middle out. So what I've done is I've stuck my apple on here, and all I have to do is turn it. Do you see how that's happening? It just takes the skin right off for me, and when I get to the end, let's see, that one's got a big bruise, but you know what? When you're making applesauce, that doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay, watch what happens when I pull him off. You ready? This is so cool. Check him out. He is kind of he's a broken spiral. Look at him. I'm going to do one more. And look at his skin, too. All the skin just lays here. In fact, I might have to munch on a little. Okay, I'm going to take another little apple. And this is how this guy works if you don't have one of these at home. Let me show you how this works. I have to unspin it to bring it back. There we go. I'm just going to take the bottom of the apple. Remember how we said that was the blossom part? I'm going to stick that onto the 3 prongs. And this is something a grown-up should help you with, because if you have one of these at home, because these prongs are sharp. So I'm going to stick it onto there, get it on nice and tight, and then I just start spinning. Now you can see what happens as it gets closer and closer. This is going to start taking the skin off, and this is where the core is going to go. Check that out as it starts going along. This makes a nice, fun, long string. And with those, you can either put them in your compost if you have one, in your garbage. Uh-oh, I missed. You can put it in your garbage. You can eat them, whatever you want to do with those skins. But we typically don't put the skins into the applesauce. All right, once I get this little guy off of here, he's almost done. I'm going to put him in my bowl. And let me see, I think the next thing I was supposed to do was add some water. So I've got some water here, and I'm just going to put a little bit in, just to go, so it's kind of, the water's kind of swimming on the bottom of the bowl here. Maybe just a little bit more. Now, you can add this next part, but you don't have to if you don't want to. I like to add cinnamon because I like how it tastes, and I'm going to put a lot in. I'm going to give it a good shaking all around the apples there. See all that brown? That's the cinnamon. Okay, the last part I'm going to do right now, so I'm going to take the bowl, I'm going to put it in the microwave, and I'm going to set my timer for 6 minutes. All right, remember how we looked at 6? It's 3 and 3, 5 and 1, 4, 4 and 2. Okay, 6 minutes. While that's going, I want to take a peek at our apples that we are doing our science experiment on. Let me grab those, and we're going to take a peek and see how they're doing today. Okay, here's what we've got. We had our 3 containers. One had air, water, and vinegar. The air one I can actually take out. Let's take this because I don't have to worry about anything spilling. Look at him, he's starting to turn brown. I don't know what you guys predicted, but I really thought he would be much more brown than that. That's a whole day, and that's all he's done. So for air, I'm going to mark down on my chart that it's a little bit brown. Here's the water. It's getting brown right where the seed part would be. Do you see that? Really nowhere else, just where the seed part would be. That's the water. Now look at the vinegar. I think this is really cool. Part of him is out of the vinegar, but the part of the skin that's in, that part is turning brown. Not just the flesh, but even the part of the skin that's under the vinegar. Oh, and look at him. He's the yuckiest. He is definitely the yuckiest. And my prediction would have been that the vinegar might have been the one that did not turn very yucky. So let's grab our chart. And I already actually wrote on here when I peeked earlier. I put for day 2 that the air was a little bit brown, and he's starting to shrivel. He's starting to shrink up. That the water was just a little brown, but that the center and the skin were very brown on the vinegar one. So we still have some time. Let me look on my microwave and see how we're doing here. Yep, we still have over 4 minutes. So let's go outside for a minute. I have another apple activity we could do outside. All right, guys, we are outside now. We are going to try an apple rolling experiment. I have this piece of cardboard that came in a box that actually Mr. Jeff got from something, and I want to roll my apple down it and see how far it rolls. You ready? I'm going to lean it up here against the railing or against the deck here, and I'm going to take my apple and I'm just going to let it roll, and I'll let it stop wherever it stops. You ready? Here we go. Let's see. Maybe I should go right here. Okay. It bounced too. Oh, it just keeps going. Okay, well, it got stopped by the chair. Okay, guys, let's check this out. This is how I had my cardboard. What do you think would happen if I put the cardboard down at a little bit of a different angle? Do you think the apple's going to go further, not as far, or the same? Should we check it? Okay, we went down a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to leave that one there. Let's see how it does. Oh, it went a different direction, but it got stopped by a chair, so it didn't go as far. Let's do one more. What if I took my apple, or my ramp, and I went all the way down this low? How far do you think it's going to go now? Let's see. Ready? It went the same as the second one. Let's actually do one more because we still have time on our microwave. What if I put it all the way down here? Let's see how far my apple rolls. Roll, apple, roll. It's not rolling. Why do you think it's not rolling? Which one do you think makes go farthest? When it's flat on the ground, when it's in the middle, or when it's all the way high? You can make your own ramp at home and ask your grown-up. They might want you to do this outside if you're using apples. And you can see how far your apples roll, and you can have apple races. I think I hear the microwave beeping. Should we go check? Let's go back inside and check our applesauce. All right, the microwave beeped. I came in, I checked my apples, and they are looking soft and smelling amazing. I had to use a hot pad to get the bowl out of the microwave because it was hot, so you'll need a grown-up's help with that. I have a masher. I'm going to try that and see if they're ready to be mashed. Ooh, look at that. They're smushing down a little bit. If yours aren't ready, you can always put them in for a little bit longer. Another option, like I said earlier, is to use a blender. If you happen to have a blender at home, you can stick them in there and turn the blender on, and it'll mash down. But mine are soft enough that this is working just fine. And I don't mind a few chunks in mine, which it looks like I might have. So again, that was 6 minutes. It was just apple flesh and some water. Now, I'd love to give it a try. I'm afraid it might be kind of warm still, so I'll have to blow on it. But let me grab a spoon, and we're going to give our applesauce a try. Ready? Oh, I'm so excited. I love homemade applesauce. Let's see if I can get a good bite here. Okay. Oh my goodness, it is so delicious. Anything you can make from home, from scratch, is so delicious, and this really is. So now you guys can try to make applesauce with some of your apples as well. But we're not finished today yet. There's a few more things for us to do. To finish up today, I'd like you to grab your journal or another piece of paper that you might have handy, and I want to do something called a still life with you. Have you ever drawn a still life before? What that means is instead of thinking of a picture in your head and then putting it down on paper, we're actually going to look at something. And in this case, of course, we're going to look at an apple and we're going to draw what we see. So I'm going to open my journal up. I went ahead and clipped the top of it so that way I can find my next page really easily. So I'm going to turn my journal to the next page and I'm just going to look at this apple and I'm going to draw what I see. So what I see obviously is some red, but then I also noticed I have a little kind of yellowish greenish spot here. So I brought my yellow and green pencil as well. So what I see when I look at the apple, I see something round. I see something like a circle, like we're talking about this month. But mine kind of goes up right here. So when I go to draw it, I am going to go up a little bit and then I'm going to come down for my circle. And then it almost has a flat bottom. Instead of being a complete circle, it has a flat bottom. Then on this side, it kind of comes up and around too and comes down. You know what color I didn't grab that I should get is a brown, because it has a brown stem coming at the top. Now this apple just has a little bit of a stem, so it's just going to have a little bit of a stem at the top here. Let's see, what else do I notice? Like I said, it's mostly red, so I'm going to shade it in. I'm going to color it in, but I do have that spot there. And I feel like that spot's a little bit of yellow and a little bit of green. So I'm going to combine those and see what I get. And then I'm just going to finish coloring it in. Anything else that you notice? That's about all I see for my apple. If you have an apple at home, you can grab your journal or piece of paper and you can do your very own apple still life. And then I'm also going to write the word apple on here. A-P-P-L-E. That is an apple. You know what else? I want to put down today's date so I remember when I drew that. Let me check. Oh, it's hiding behind my recipe. Let me see if I can check. Today is September 24th, it says. So I'm going to write down September 24th. And I'll remember what day I drew that on. So that's one thing you can do. So far, let's see. You can go and roll apples and see how far they go. You can make applesauce. You can draw an apple still life. And then one more thing. This is one of those things that your grown-up can print off on Facebook for you. There are some cards with apples on them. Here's one of what they look like. How many apples do you see? You can either look at it and just recognize that there are two, or you can count. 1, 2. Now down here at the bottom, there's different numbers. Your job is to find how many apples and then find the number that matches. This says 1. Is that how many apples there were? This says 3. Is that how many apples there were? This says 2, so that's the right one. So I have a clothespin that I'm going to pinch so it opens. I'm going to put it over the 2, and I'm going to show that that card had 2 apples. What if you don't have clothespins? Is there something else you can use? Betcha. Do you have binder clips at home for chip clips at home? You can use those. Or if you have binder clips to hold things together, you can use those. I've got one more. Let's try this one. We'll use my chip clip. Okay, you first. Take a good look. How many apples do you see? Okay, let's count them together now that you've had a chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, which one of these is an 8? 6, 7, 8. There it is. I found it. So I'm going to mark that with my chip clip. I'm going to cover up the number 8. Now you also might have noticed there's not just 8 apples on here, but something else. There's 4 red and 4 green. 4 and 4 make 8. So again, your grown-up can print that off of Facebook for you, and you can do this activity later. That's a lot for you to do today. It's been a fun 2 days of apples. Thanks, guys, for coming and learning about apples with me, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye, guys.